lot of people think that. So there is a shelf life for items. So like late payments, right? It's 7 years from the delinquency of when it first happened, when it stays on your credit report. Once it hits that 7 year mark, it automatically falls off. But that's where we come into play. So we target the credit bureaus using different credit repair laws because they have to abide by certain things for them to actually report correctly. And let me tell you a little secret, they don't.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Brianna Wenrich, is in the credit restoration space. She's with Kaydem Credit Help, and they focus on educating and empowering clients to understand how credit truly works, and they will dispute items as well to have really a holistic approach to taking control of credit. Brianna, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Great to have you on here. We were talking before hopping on here about the credit space and how important it is, of course, as real estate investors, entrepreneurs, but to everybody. And most of the time, people don't think about credit until they need it, right? But before we get into that and maybe some granular advice and feedback for folks who may be looking at how do they improve their credit, I want to ask you how you got into the space. How'd you get into the credit repair space?
So Kaydem Credit Help as a whole actually got into it because they saw that there wasn't a lot of like good credit repair companies out there. So we started business to business and then just started doing credit repair on our own, using the laws to support our clients to try to get, better approvals or higher rates for things so we can get those items to be removed. How I got into it is I just always loved credit repair. I, researched more into it and then I just fell into this company and I, moved up from there. But for Kaydem, we were a licensed and bonded credit repair company since 2008. So that is our biggest goal, is to try to educate our clients.
I want to get a little bit of a background to understand, when people are coming to Kaydem, are they typically, hey, I'm needing to make a purchase, or hey, I got denied? Or is it ever, hey, I am newer to this, I'm looking at buying a home, looking at, buying a car, let's say, and I don't know much about it? Or is it a mix across the board?
It's honestly a mix across the board. I've seen so many different cases. Like, I have a lot of people that I don't know what credit repair is. I don't know what I have on my credit report. I don't even know where to start from. And then I have people that, are a lot more educated with credit repair, but they still need that help to, go ahead and get a loan for business or go ahead and apply for that car. So they come to us so we can go ahead and help them.
I want to get a little bit granular here. Maybe, I know we don't want to give away the secret sauce. We want people to go talk to you, but I do want to ask some general, maybe broad strokes advice for folks who may be specifically like first-time home buyers, right? I want to dive into two scenarios. Number one is, let's say someone just doesn't have a lot of credit, or maybe they've got a small credit card and they're looking to, qualify for a home. am, as a realtor myself, I'm somewhat frustrated by this idea. Well, everyone's going to need a co-signer. Um, does Kadem ever offer advice for those type of folks who may have baby credit or no credit?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So that would be more like credit building. So what we do is we dispute, let's say like late payments, collections, charge off, bankruptcies, inquiries, stuff like that. We dispute them to try to get that to be removed. And then during that program, we're also educating because it's not just about getting rid of the negative items. You also have to build credit as well. Because if you're getting rid of these negative items, it's like going to the gym, you
Yeah.
can't do X, Y, and Z and your points go up 500 points. That's just not how it works. So you have to build credit as well while disputing these negative items. So we be like, hey, like having a secure loan or a BILT card or just little things to help build that.
And I don't want to, I would say harp on this, but is the credit building space and the credit restoration space entirely separate? Like
They
generally
are.
are companies involved in one or the other?
They are separate. Credit repair and credit building are two different things, but that's why we try to educate a little bit to be like, hey, it's not just removing negative items, but it's also building your credit. But we don't do too much of the building of credit.
I want to again get granular here without giving away all the gold. If someone takes a look at, let's say, their TransUnion credit report and they see something that's been on there for like 10 years and they know like they haven't made any payments on it, they haven't touched it, and they're going to say, well, let me just go write TransUnion a letter, send it to the PO box. Is that one way where people could dispute things themselves?
Yeah, they can definitely go ahead. So disputing things is how you get them to be removed or how the credit bureau takes a look at them. And that's where we come into play too. So how we're kind of a little bit different than other credit repair companies is that we use what is called a multi-channel approach to disputes, engaging with the different departments at the credit bureaus to get it escalated to each of the departments to get these removed. So we're disputing it through letters or online disputes or through phone coaching. So we're trying to hit them with a different credit repair law, a different dispute tactic, and a different way of disputing. So that is a way to go ahead and try to get that to be removed.
Very interesting, talking about multi-channel approach. I think it's very important to use that whether you're doing a credit restoration or whether you're just trying to get some information really anywhere. I think
Yeah.
a follow-up strategy, people who may not be in credit repair or may not be needing to get a hold of someone in that space can relate to that. I do want to pivot here, Brianna, and ask you specifically, are you seeing, any trends when it comes to credit restoration? Is most of this like medical? Of course, it's going to be different case by case, but is a lot of the debt that people have credit cards, auto payments, medical, or is it really across the board? And there's no, one hang up that you see people running into time and time again?
Yeah, it's honestly really across the board. Like I have seen so many different instances where there's just different circumstances. And we're all human too, like mistakes happen. One thing that I have been seeing a whole lot more is Department of Education. We've been seeing a lot more late payments popping up on Department of Education, and so we're disputing those. And we have had a lot of success recently for it too.
Okay, so I'm very interested in this. Okay, so I kind of have a mixed personal opinion on higher education. I have lots of friends, family who've gone that route, but I also think the value of degrees may be diluted with time, and we're seeing more of that. I kind of feel like a advanced degree, like a secondary, MBA, that type of thing, is now the equivalent of what a bachelor's degree was like 30 years ago. But if we're talking about Department of Education delinquencies, so these are people not paying their student loans.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Correct. Or like, so there back in 2020 when COVID happened, a lot of them were put on deferment, and that is coming to an end right now. And a lot of people just don't realize that that is coming to an end, so they're thinking that it's still deferred, and those late payments are popping up. So we've been getting a lot of cases with that.
Forgive me for my ignorance here. I was under the impression that there's no way to remove that because it stays with you till you're like dead.
And a lot of people think that. So there is a shelf life for items. So like late payments, right? It's 7 years from the delinquency of when it first happened, when it stays on your credit report. Once it hits that 7-year mark, it automatically falls off. But that's where we come into play. So we target the credit bureaus using different credit repair laws because they have to abide by certain things for them to actually report correctly. And let me tell you a little secret, they don't. So like a lot of people like have information be crossed, or on all the 3 different credit bureaus, they're all reporting inaccurately. So we use that to their advantage.
Interesting. So can people then let's say, and I don't want to give people an easy out, right? But let's say someone has not been paying their student loan for however many years. I'm imagining they've got potentially, lawsuits happening. I don't know how this works, but I can imagine if you don't pay your credit card and you've racked up a big bill, you might get a letter in the mail saying, someone's taking you to claims court or something like this. On the Department of Education, is that what it says? Department of Education? Is that what the loans will say?
On the credit report, sometimes it says Department of Education. Sometimes it'll say something completely different. Like a lot of the times it'll be Moloft. A lot of the times it'll be Mohlea. So it says different things, or it'll say net on there, which is Department of Education.
Now, I'm imagining once it's off their credit report, I don't know how this works. Are they then not obligated to pay any longer? What's the guidance that you give folks at that point?
No, so credit repair doesn't get rid of debt. Credit repair helps get items on your credit report removed. It doesn't mean like, oh, I have this $50,000. I'm just not going to pay because it's no longer on my credit report. That's not how it works. And actually, like we do have better instances like where you go ahead and it is a paid item, it's easier to get removed than an unpaid item. Now, we've had success with both, but it's easier for that paid item to get removed other than unpaid, but that debt is still yours.
I want to ask you, pivoting to the real estate space, about evictions. So when you are applying for apartments, one of the death blows can be evictions. Do people ever come to Kaydem saying, hey, look, I actually don't have necessarily terrible credit, but I imagine that if they have been through an eviction, that maybe that would affect their credit pretty heavily. But I can also see cases where people may be current on some of their bills or a lot of their bills, but they also got evicted for one reason or another. How do evictions work with getting that off of a credit report? Because that's a different type of thing entirely, right?
Yeah, it is a different thing entirely, but it is still reporting on your credit report negatively, like repossessions too. Like we dispute repossessions as well. So like it's just a different thing. We dispute all negative items that are on your credit report. So it is no longer on there. So we just use the different tactics to get that off.
I want to pivot a bit here, ask you about the 3 different bureaus. You got Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. I've used all 3 of them. I like the Experian app. I feel like if there was an application, I'm rating all 3 of them. Feel like it's more user friendly. I think they're
I
tied in
agree.
with some other banks and whatnot. I also think like Equifax, when I log on, I'm like, oh, this is very old school, right? TransUnion seems to be somewhat in the middle. Um, do you find that some credit repair places may be more adept than others at being able to provide a solution across these 3 platforms? Because each one is unique. As a consumer, when I log in, I say, okay, each one is entirely different.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, so they definitely do. And a lot of people don't understand that they don't talk to each other. So, like, if you have an item on Experian, but it's not on the other two, it's because they do not talk to each other. So that's why they're all reporting inaccurately. They're not the same place, which is also why there are credit repair companies out there that are better adapted to hitting all three. And like there are credit repair companies out there that just send out letters, and that's not working. It's not working any longer. You have to constantly continue to hit them from all different sides to change it up.
Very interesting. I was actually considering looking at this myself. And one of the things I thought about was I'll just send a letter. Let's see how that goes. Well, that's being disputed right now in right before my eyes here. But I do want to ask you, we are coming up on time here, but I do want to ask you about folks who may be thinking about, making a big home purchase. Let's say it's their first time looking at buying a home. Maybe they have this experience. I know a lot of people have had this happen where you go to a lender and you say, okay, I've got good enough credit, but the lender says, well, yeah, well, this is here. And, you may need a cosigner, this type of thing. At what point would it make sense for someone to reach out to a credit repair specialist? If let's say they're mid 600s, and so they're looking at, potentially qualifying for a home, but they may have some old delinquencies. They're thinking, does this really affect? Does that make sense for them to reach out to someone like yourself? Or is it really more for, cases where there's more distress happening in a credit profile?
No, we've had clients from all over. Like I honestly just had a client recently that they were specifically looking to get a home loan. And then I had another one that was trying to get a HELOC, and they only had like one or two items on their credit report, but they wanted the best outcome. So they came to us for us to dispute these items so they can get the best outcome for that.
Well, Brianna, I appreciate what you're doing over there at Kaydem. I also know how important it is. And now with things being slightly more challenging, you can't probably send in just a letter and hope to get a positive outcome. But I appreciate the multifaceted attack and approach that you guys take over there. We are coming up on time, though. Where can folks go to reach out to yourself, to learn more about Kaydem? How can folks get in contact with you?
So they can go to our website, kaydemcredithelp.com, to go ahead and look at the prices of our programs on there, or give us a call back at 866-237-0013. We would get you scheduled for a consultation and discuss the program and how we can move forward to help you better.
Brianna, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.